to my channel, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a little bragging on my husband and share with you all the process that he took to completely restore a cast iron sink that we'll be using in our new house. There are actually two cast iron sinks that will be going into our new house. One is a large basin sink that will be used in the kitchen, and the other is this smaller cast iron model that will be used in the half bathroom powder room on the main level. And both of these sinks were recovered from the current property that we are renting, which is my husband's grandparents' farmstead. And they remodeled their kitchen, the kitchen in this house, probably back in 1960. And at that time, they put the sinks out in the yard and they've been laying there ever since. So 40 plus years and just lots of grime, and they needed a lot of work. And my husband, we looked into possibly hiring somebody to do it, but he thought he could probably test drive the process of restoring the cast iron with the smaller sink and see how that goes, and then decide if we want to do the larger sink ourselves or to hire that out as well. The faucet and the handles were removed and cleaned, but they won't be reinstalled again until the plumbers get involved in the process, and so we were really just focusing on the cast iron enamel part of the sink. Also, it's important to note that we are by no means professionals at this. This is something we're testing out. We will not be able to use the sinks to see how everything holds up until we're moved in. And so we're hopeful that this sink restoration will hold the test of time, but we just don't know. And so if you follow these instructions, or if you do the same thing that we have done in this video, just be aware that we don't know what it's going to look like 5 years from now. This is just kind of a fix for now, and hopefully it'll last for a good long time. So the first thing that he did, of course, was to clean the whole sink up. And this thing is heavy. It's not even that large, but it is a heavy, heavy sink. He brought it into the house to sort of scrub it up. We started with non-abrasive type of scrubbing, such as baking soda water mixtures. And throughout the process, he realized that that wasn't quite enough, so he moved up to like Barkeeper's Friend, and even did a little bit of wire brushing on it, which isn't recommended for cast iron, but he really wanted to get the rust stains out of it, and that was the best way he could find that it was actually taking the rust out. The main issue with this sink is that there was quite a large chip and a bit of a hairline crack on the side, and actually kind of built into the backsplash part of the sink. It didn't affect how the sink held water, but it was something cosmetic that needed to be addressed. And so we found some epoxy, and my husband took that, and throughout the course of a whole day, I think it took about 24 hours, he applied coat after coat after coat to sort of build up the epoxy until it was higher than the level of the enamel itself. And then he went ahead and did some sanding, and there's a specific type of sanding that you need to use. It's a wet sand, so it's not super abrasive on the enamel. Then he did some more abrasive sanding on the back side of the sink where there was some rust, and just cleaned that all up, and then spray painted that with a black rust inhibitor spray paint, and this should keep the rust from coming back. Then it was time to try out the specialty spray paint that we found. It's a tub and tile paint from Rust-Oleum, and it's supposed to have sort of an enamel finish to it when it's all done. And so it requires quite a bit longer drying time before you can touch it, but it goes on just the same as regular spray paint. So this is what the final product looks like, and I think it looks really great. It's not as shiny as the initial enamel was, but it doesn't have any of the rust stains. They're completely covered, and you really have to look close to see where the epoxy was built up. And so I'm very pleased with how the end result is. Again, we don't know what's gonna happen over the next few years, if this paint is gonna hold up to day-to-day use, or if it's gonna start flaking or fading or anything like that. And so I'll have to do a review on that a little later down the line. Because it is a specialty paint made for water areas such as tubs and sinks, I'm hopeful that it will hold up at least for a few years. And if that time comes and it still needs some work, then we can easily remove the sink and bring it to a shop where it can be completely restored down to the bare cast iron and re-enameled. If you'd like to see the entire nitty-gritty process of how each step was done, my husband actually filmed a video for his own YouTube channel, which is a fairly new channel called Weirdy Beardy Workshop. And I will link that below and also in the card so that you can go take a look at his channel. He already has quite a few awesome videos of different things he's repaired and items that he's preparing for the new house, including the sink project and the cast iron beds that he is refinishing for our daughter's bedroom. And he's got a desk and some other projects coming up. So if you'd like to see some of the behind the scenes on those items, you can go check out his channel and give it some love. Thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time.